Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to this unseen video for SmackDown. It's stacked again. It's stacked again. Another episode of Unseen. Another stacked episode of Unseen. Let's get straight into it, shall we? So, a big thank you to Contest of Champions 3009. Roman Reigns and The Rock will be on SmackDown next week. I know that was mentioned during the show. I just thought we would start with it because I think it's a big message that just needs reiterating. Do not miss SmackDown next week, right? The Rock and Roman on SmackDown next week, right? And here again is a little clip from the show. So WWE just saying the answers come from one place and one place only, and right now you're looking at him. So obviously Triple H not messing around. Gio the Theo 12, shout out to you. Dakota Kai sending this out. Baykota forever. No, I'm not having that. I'm not having that. It's better than Dakali. Dakoli? Oh no, Dakoli. No, Dakoli's way better than Baykota. Dakoli? Dakoli! Oh my, it was right there. It was right there. You could have just gone the other way, Dakota. Dakoli? Oh man, I would so go Dakota over Baykota. Not having that. Right, here's Watson. So here is the water bottle. Amazing. I just find this therapeutic. I could just watch this. It is so deeply satisfying. It reminds me of those videos on TikTok where they put things in just the right shape hole, you know? They will get an object and it just perfectly fits. Like, you could try that 1,000 times and you would not get that to do that again. It's brilliant. So, yeah, I love it. Right, I know you can't hear it because of copyright reasons, but it does say, yes, boy! And it had no reason to say that at this point, right? So it is a production botch where they've accidentally triggered the sound effect for yes, boy. So Crispy Wrestling pointing that out. Alex, thank you. Yeah, Brady, just highlighting the fact that Drew called himself DM Hunk. Obviously a play on CM Punk. He is having the time of his life. He is living his best life, right? Oh, this was good. Trent, shout out to you. So this is Triple H arriving. He sees Logan trying to get out the way of the shot and he hides. So Triple H just goes right over to him, stands next to him to make sure everyone sees that Logan is hiding. And Logan's like, yeah, I was trying to get out the way, boss. I was trying to get out the way. And then he's like, it was amazing, man. That press event, it was so good. So just a little moment backstage, but yeah, really cool. Hey, and talking of cool, look at this. Logan arrives in Vision Pro glasses. Now, if you don't know about these, and I'm sure you do, they are like mixed reality, which is where you can put the glasses on and walk and see everything normal, but you can choose to have like YouTube playing up here somewhere, or you could have like a browser over here where you can go on the internet and you can like have windows open but out the way so that you can still go about your life. I feel like we're all going to be wearing these in like 20 years so that we can get more done. We can go about our lives, but we can still watch a bit of YouTube or watch a bit of Netflix whilst on our way to work or something, you know? So, yeah, man, these are cool, but super, super expensive. I don't think the battery life is that great on them at the moment either. So I feel like there's a lot more work to be done on them, but pretty exciting. Pretty exciting. And of course, Logan, with the money he's got, with all that Prime money, he's one of the first to get his hands on them. Sean Ross Sapp said Cody ended up facing Solo in a post-SmackDown dark match. We do have it coming up. So we've actually got footage of that match. Unseen footage on Unseen. Let's go. Let's go. Yes. So we're living up to our name. Right, here, look, Dijak says, massive dub, big ass sign, King Shiz, Dijak section, right, behind Drew and behind Dakota. But if you look in the top right, you can see this dude's got his sign upside down. And Cameron said, is it really that hard to check if your sign is the right way up? It's true. I really don't know how people do this. But it has been happening for as long as we've had signs. We've had upside down signs. Right, here's Sammy. And basically he was asked, how you feeling? Oh, Sammy, come on, mate. Come on, you can do it. Don't be down, Sammy. He said there's no shame losing to Randy. But this is a tough one. I've seen people saying he could still find his way into that title match. You know, he could win Money in the Bank later in the year. The future is still bright for Sammy, but, oh, Sammy. I mean, they had him go up against Randy Orton. That's moody, man. That's moody. Someone in the booking office has got it in for Sami Zayn. Not this channel, though. We're big supporters. So, you'll get him next time, Sammy. Right, talking of the future, I don't know what this is. This is Michin, and this was just an hour ago. So after SmackDown ended, her taking her mask off? I don't know. I don't know. What is this teasing? It feels like it's teasing something. Showing her true self going forward. I have to wait and see. I can tell you that the comments are confused by it. So Sean Ross Sapp saying Cedric Alexander and Ashanti the Adonis were scheduled for a vignette today at one point. Now, this vignette did take place. I don't remember seeing it on the show, so I don't know if I missed it. But to be honest, it has happened in the past where these things have been shown in America and not shown in the UK. So we have it. It's coming up in a moment. And we can have a look at it. But many of you might go, yeah, we saw it on the show. I did not see it on the show. I missed it, right? So we'll get to it. Here, Kayla, right, reacting to this. So Sarah said, here's what the camera doesn't show. So you've got Kayla interviewing Randy, and that is quite a height difference. Look at this, right? But underneath, look, you've got Kayla with a skirt and lovely pins. That's like the 1920s way of saying legs. So there she is. And there's Randy. Standing on this little step stool thing. In shorts. Barefoot. Maybe paying respect to Riddle. I'm not sure. But there is another post about this, actually. We've got to skip a couple of things. There we go. Kayla said it's true. I'm 4'11 and a half. Randy is 6'5. They could barely get us in the same shot. Here's Wicked Bitter. Just making fun, saying this is what that looked like. Man, I need a TikTok of Kayla and Randy recreating this dance. That's what we need. That's what the wrestling world needs. There's a lot of bad things going on in the wrestling world. We need that. Right? Kayla, if you watch him, get it sorted. Get it sorted. Right, so that was that. Here's EO just saying WTF. Because obviously Dakota made her decision. She stood up. She grabbed a chair. She stood up to Damage Control. She sided with Bayley. Here is the vignette we were talking about. So WWE has repackaged Ashanti and Cedric as a tag team. So we do see footage of these two, and basically we have them kind of doing a bit of comedy stuff. So we've got Ashanti. He said that his look is casual but effective. And then we've got Cedric just kind of making fun of him. And Ashanti says, look, I think we should be called Rags and Riches. Because he's kind of making out that Ashanti looks amazing, but Cedric looks trash. So he's kind of making out that, like, we're Rags and Riches. He even points out that Cedric looks like a referee. He even says, look, dude, you look like a ref. And he says, leave it with me. So I think Ashanti is going to try and, I don't know, make Cedric more stylish or something. I'm not sure. It was pretty good. I don't know if this was shown. It says Fox in the corner, which makes me think it was, but I never saw that. Right, Julian Week said, I should be getting the Rock treatment, show up, slap someone across the face, and get back on the jet. That's what Logan said. He can't believe he's got to qualify for Elimination Chamber. He says that he's overqualified. Qualifying is for people underqualified. He's overqualified. He should not have to qualify. So this was a good little moment backstage. Right, yeah, look at this. Fightful saying Heyman shaking Braun's hand. Interesting. And they did have a little moment down in NXT when Paul Heyman went down to NXT. But yeah, this is interesting. Is this a glimpse at the next Paul Heyman guy? If Roman is going to drop the title and maybe move away from like kind of being a champion and needing a wise man, then could Paul Heyman's next project have just arrived? So, yeah, I agree. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, I thought this was interesting. Megan Morant saying, hi, Charlotte. So they showed WWE Now, which is just the quick breakdown of what's going to be on the show. They showed that on the big screen, which I know is maybe not the biggest surprise in the world, but I didn't know they did that. I didn't know they showed WWE Now to the people in the arena of what they could expect on the show, right? I've never seen them do that whenever I've been to Raw or SmackDown. They've probably been doing this for ages, but I just thought it was interesting. That's something they show before SmackDown begins. Right, Sean Rossap said, Triple H said The Rock tried to assert his authority where he has none. Triple H gets cheered for saying the answers come from him. Cheers for Triple H saying Cody versus Roman is the main event of WrestleMania. There were Rocky sucks chants and big Cody chants. Well, I think it's coming across a bit mixed to me. I'm really, to me, it sounded like there was Rocky fans there that were chanting Rocky, but maybe it was Rocky sucks, but it felt like there was Rock fans there. There was someone with a big Rock sign as well. So I don't know. I'm really split on this. To me, it sounds like there's Cody fans and Rock fans. More Cody fans, definitely. I'd say like 65, 35, maybe 70, 30. But everything I'm reading is that it was Rocky sucks. So, I don't know. Everyone's saying that it seems to be pretty good support for this and pretty good for support for Cody. And I hope that's true. I mean, that's the match I want. But it did sound to me like Rock had support. Cody Rhodes defeats Solo. Jim, thank you. You're just seeing some of that footage from the fans. We do have better actually here. So this coming from Mace Machiavelli. So this is Cody Rhodes and Solo Sikoa. Sit back with the popcorn. Bionic elbow coming up. Oh, pop. Yeah! Against the ropes goes Solo. Nice reversal. That's Jimmy Uso that gets up, but he gets smashed in the face. Big boot there by Cody. So Solo goes over, distraction, top rope enziguri. Cody goes down. Referee, did he spot it? Did he notice? Is he going to be out of there? Referee milking the crowd. He's asking the crowds. The crowd are making it very clear. We'll never know. We will never know. I think he was out of there. I think he was out of there. Right, we do have, I mean, like, what Unseen doesn't have a dead queen folder? So we absolutely could go in that. Let's get Vince out the way. Oh, well, let's get it out the way. Right, James Chadwick, shout out to you. So Bret Hart not holding back. I think despite all the issues I ever had with Vince, I know deep down I always respected him. But now knowing what kind of a weirdo he became, I have absolutely zero respect for him. So that was a comment from Bret Hart. This is really sad, and it did drop during our live stream. I didn't get a chance to watch it on the live stream, so I couldn't comment about it. But yeah, I mean, this is snowballing. I mean, there's more and more things coming out, and this is an unpublished statement from Ashley where she says that Vince prayed sexually on wrestlers. She denied his sexual advances, and she said that she received demeaning scripts as a result, right? So her creative suffered because she denied Vince's sexual advances. This has all come from an unpublished statement from her. And she says how management like covered up the rape that she alleged in Kuwait and how that was all covered up. And there's even a clip from an interview that Paul London did. Paul London said that she would often speak about how, like, these things, and she would also speak about how she was advised to fly on Vince's private jet, kind of for a more intimate kind of setting. And Kevin Dunn would make it clear it's like in her best interest. So Paul London is named in this, but not as someone that seemingly had done anything wrong, right? Or it never got to that part. The only clip I saw of Paul London was him kind of relaying her words. Kevin Dunn, again, hasn't really done anything wrong per se, but just sort of persuaded her it would be in her best interest, maybe in her career's best interest, to kind of do what Vince wants her to do. So it's horrible, innit? It's all horrible. We're not shying away from it. It does make these videos not very fun, but there's nothing fun about this, is there? Do you know, I want to look at this whole statement, actually, because I think it's so interesting. I don't think it should be taken just out of like little snippets. So here's the comments from Brett. We just saw a few of them a moment ago. I'm going to speak my truth. I'm not worried about Vince's feelings. He never cared about mine. I don't have any problem with everybody kicking his head around the parking lot. I'm okay with the truth coming out. I don't think this is the only incident of this kind of predatory behavior. I think you'll find it's everywhere. Brackets in WWE. It's like Jeffrey Dahmer or Harvey Weinstein or Jeffrey Epstein. Vince will be a joke. He'll be used for humor, and you'll shake your head at the shock value of some joke about what did Vince McMahon do. He'll always be associated with this story, especially as it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And you know, I really think that's what we're seeing. I mean, to me, I've always been in the middle on this because it's so big, it's so serious. I just feel like there's no need to comment on this. It's one thing to comment about, you know, we want Cody and something that's fun in a storyline. This isn't fun, and this isn't storyline, and this is being investigated, and you know, that investigation needs to run its course. So for me, I'm a big believer in just kind of sitting back and just seeing what comes through on this, right? And that's been our approach from the start. And, you know, it does feel like it's getting bigger. We've now got this unpublished statement from Ashley. Obviously, we've got the allegations anyway that have come through from Janelle. Janelle's lawyer says they are absolutely inundated. They are swamped with stuff that has come in, right? They're overwhelmed, and we haven't even begun to hear about that stuff. So, you know, Brett is saying as this gets bigger and bigger and bigger, he's making his feelings known where he is right now on this situation. He said, I always had respect for him, but now it's tainted. I'm embarrassed that I thought so highly of him. I think despite all the issues I ever had with Vince, I know deep down I always respected him. But now, knowing what kind of a weirdo he became, I have absolutely zero respect for him. I do not think I could ever shake his hand if he extended it. Too creepy. So that is an interview with Slate. I don't know if there was more to it than that, to be honest. But obviously you can find access to that. And Sam, I think, tagged me in this. So Sam, thank you. Right. Thankfully, you'll be pleased to know that is it for that. Right. Should we have a look at the fallout of the press thing? We've got a few bits in here. So Rikishi asking just after the press conference, what just happened? What just happened? Question mark, question mark. Angie said, I looked it up and Seuli is one of the highest chief titles in Samoan and was given to The Rock some years back. I believe it is the same title his grandfather had as well. You might remember on that family tree, it had that High Chief Samoa. I don't even know how you pronounce it. I'm probably butchering it, right? But if you saw yesterday's Unseen, very interesting on the family tree. And Angie has looked into this for us and found out it was given to The Rock a few years back, and it's the same title his grandfather had. So amazing. So Angie, thank you for that. This was Dave in real life getting ready to go onto X after that press conference, fearing the worst. I don't actually think it was that bad. I got to tell you, by and large, I think it was received really well. I think the Rock fans are, by and large, kind of going with this new direction for the Rock. So they had the match kind of took away from them, but now you've got heel Rock, and it's quite interesting, and it feels by and large like they're going with it. But some fans are still struggling. You can understand. Right, this was not the original story. Right, yes. Remember this tweet. Remember this. So, no DQ. Aaron of No DQ said the WrestleMania kickoff was a perfect example of how you need to be patient and let the story play out. I hate that. Let the story play out, I think, works for things that are not that important, right? If it's not that important, just let it play out. But if it's the main event of WrestleMania and it is not going the way you want, there is nothing wrong with hashtag we want Cody. There is nothing wrong with that, right? You should have no regrets to that. I think if you went and started like taking it too far, then maybe you could have regrets. But if it was kept talking about wrestling, hashtag we want Cody, there is nothing wrong with that. So this, let it play out. If you'd have let it play out, there's every chance that you'd have Rock Roman now, right? Which I'm sure the Rock fans would love, but the Cody fans didn't want. You've got several people with decades of experience brainstorming ideas. Rock, Triple H, Roman, Heyman. A great story has got a lot of twists and turns. Enjoy the ride. And Sean Ross Sapp just responded saying, lol, that was not the original story. Remember this, right? I think Sean Ross Sapp's a pretty reliable source. I think he's good. And I know that people have different opinions and various opinions, but I think he's good. So if he's saying this was not the original story, that is something that I am listening to. This was, and it might still be, Seth's new profile picture. So there is Rock and Roman hugging in the background, and that is Seth's facial reaction. I don't know if this is a weird angle that was like shot this way and it just caught this perfect moment, but this is, or was, his new profile picture on X. Seth Rollins. Amazing. Right, Seth said, if the Vince allegations are accurate, I hope anyone involved gets what's coming to them. So this could have gone in the Vince folder. It's gone here because this interview was done just after the press conference. And basically, he just said it's disgusting. I'm disgusted by it. If they're accurate, I hope anyone involved gets what's coming to them. Not the biggest surprise in the world, but I think it's good that he's being nice and clear on this. You know, it must be weird for them because they will have spent so much time with Vince. It must be really weird. It must be weird because I don't think, I could be wrong, but I don't think these people knew that this kind of thing was potentially happening. I would like to think they would have raised an alarm or done something, you know. So a lot of people, from what I'm seeing, are saying that they never saw or, you know, were aware of these things. So it must be very strange. Very, very strange. The great Brian Last said that was better than most episodes of Raw. So that was in reference to the press conference. Here's Drew just sharing some thoughts. It's good. I mean, I don't really get where he is. He's just sort of walking around. I hope that's his neighborhood. I hope he's not just strolling around like random neighborhoods. But he's walking around and he's just saying a few things about like how Seth was disrespected, the title was disrespected, Seth's shown himself to be a weak champion. That would never happen under Drew's watch. He's pleased that Cody has decided to finish the story. I think he takes credit for that here. He certainly took credit for that on SmackDown. So he's brilliant online. If you've got an X account and you're into wrestling, you've got to be following Drew and Dijak. Both of them are amazing. Deadman Talking said Roman following The Rock out the venue in Las Vegas. So there's a gif of Roman and The Rock. Well, not actually them, but them leaving the venue last night as kind of like older brother, little brother situation, wasn't it? It's weird seeing Roman in that kind of little brother light. It's very strange. It's very strange. Right, now the fun starts. Brian Gerwitz is the writer. I'm going to follow it. Brian Gerwitz is the writer, and I've got his book. He is the writer for The Rock, and he says, tweeted this out after this, now the fun starts. Hashtag Chapter 1. And I said this on the live stream, how amazing we've got the writer of these segments putting these kind of messages out there. Now the fun starts. I don't know that he'll put out spoilers or teasers. I really don't know. But what I would say is this is probably an account worth keeping an eye on. This is Chapter 1. Amazing. And The Rock even responded by saying, you'll always be my favorite 7 Bucks evil wrestling writer. So 7 Bucks is The Rock's production company. Brian is signed to them. He is The Rock's personal writer. And here's The Rock saying, you'll always be basically my favorite evil wrestling writer. So they're having a great time at the moment. Right, world champion Seth Rollins expresses about how he feels about The Rock coming back the way he has. Okay, let's have a look at this and do a whoosh whoosh, right? World champion Seth Rollins expresses how he feels about The Rock coming back. Now, coming back on the board of directors, like I said, man, it feels gross. I don't like it. It feels like we've got to do something about it. I just don't know what the next step is going to be. It's just what happens when powerful people exert their power. They just think they can do whatever they want and get away with it. It sucks. It just sucks. I don't know any other way to put it. I guess it resulted in Cody getting what he wanted. We'll figure out what's next for the World Heavyweight title, but Cody said it best. It's BS. It feels pretty gross to me. So I think that's part of the story, right? I think what we're seeing is we're seeing the wrestlers not really liking The Rock being in this TKO position. And Seth having a few comments to make about it. And we may see that kind of play out further down the road. So it's very interesting. Right, Trent said, I'm not sure if this is notable or not, but The Rock was labeled High Chief. We spoke about that. Roman isn't labeled Tribal Chief. He's not labeled anything. I think that is interesting, so I've included it in here. So Roman is labeled as just Roman, and not labeled as Tribal Chief, but The Rock is listed as High Chief. Right, here's a meme. Mark, thank you. So here we've got Drew tweeting about the brawl that happened at the press conference. In the background, we got Seth, we got The Rock, we got Cody, we got Roman, all fighting. And there's Drew just tweeting away. So I thought that was a pretty fun meme. Here's another fun one as well. Mark, again, thank you. So Ash is saying, guys literally only want one thing, and it's effing disgusting, right? Teasing that it's probably some sort of sexual thing, but actually what guys want is they want Cody to have Roman's belt. That's what they really want. That's what they really want. This feels a lot like that meme where you've got the guy kind of lying awake at night and the wife's like, I bet I know what he's thinking about, kind of a thing. And then obviously the joke is he's not thinking of leaving her or having an affair. He's thinking of Cody winning the undisputed Universal Championship. Very good. Look, he's still going. Real Rikishi said, what just happened? You, Rikishi rides. I haven't actually heard the sound on this. Let's see if I can hear the sound on this. Is there sound to this? Okay, I don't want to hear the sound to that because we might get hit, so we'll move on. But Rikishi, yeah, I think is very confused. Right, Triple H said, thank you everyone who watched the WrestleMania XL kickoff. The road to WrestleMania is just getting started. Over 100 million social media views in the first 12 hours, a WWE record. Over 4.7 million live viewers across all social media platforms. The most viewed, this is amazing, non-in-ring event live stream of all time, right? I think they probably should have worded that better, because I'm pretty sure there's been other live streams that are not happened in a ring that have got more views. They probably should have put that, like, WWE related or something. Because I feel like the Super Bowl might have been streamed, and that doesn't take place in a ring, and I think that got more views, right? So I'm going to call them out on this. But I think they mean in WWE history, WWE related. It's the most viewed non-in-ring event live stream of all time. Boom. So Triple H was very excited about that. Should we look at the Dead Queen? What the hell? What the hell? What was this? What was this? You will never tell me this is not the most random thing that has ever happened in the history of WWE. We can all think of random things, but you can't tell me anything that compares to dead Queen Elizabeth looking like a cloud in the sky. And it's not, I thought when they were going to cut to it was going to be like the out shape of a crown, and it was so, you can look at it and go, yeah, I can see it. I didn't think they would do this. What's this? I don't know what this is. I don't know what. No one knows what this is. Look at this as well. Sportskeeda said rate SmackDown, right? So we've got Drew and Randy face to face. We've got Dakota saving Bayley. We've got Triple H starting the show. And we got the Queen in the sky. If I can ever get a Dead Queen folder on Unseen, I will always aim to do that for you. I feel like that's what you deserve. So we've done that. Let's have a look at Elimination Chamber. Yeah, the moving chains. The moving chains for the graphic is a nice touch. They're cool, aren't they? Yeah. Edward, shout out to you. So WrestleFeed saying, according to Wrestling Observer, the current plan is for the men's Elimination Chamber match to take place in Australia, with the winner facing Seth the same night. What? Why would you want to do that? Why would you want to do that? The winner faces Seth the same night. Does that allow Sammy to get back in? Because all of a sudden, the winner of Elimination Chamber doesn't go to WrestleMania. They have to fight Seth that same night. Seth's not even cleared. He's not. I mean, like, he's working to get back, but yeah, I don't know, man. I'm really not into that. I'm really not into that idea. Did we look at SmackDown? Did we look at SmackDown? Oh, we started with that folder. We started with SmackDown. We've done the Dead Queen. We've looked at Elimination Chamber. We've done that. I think we've only got other to go through. Let's go down and finish this up. Oh, there's a few bits. I'll tell you what, there's a bit in here. Oh, yeah. Hayden, thank you. Former star Virgil is said to not be doing well after suffering several strokes. So, thoughts very much with Virgil. Very much with Virgil. Fans asked to send prayers. Asuka has tweeted this out. There is Bayley, Io, and Kyrie. And there's Bayley crying as SpongeBob. So Asuka, again, well worth a follow on social media. So brilliant. This was weird. I don't even know why I included it. WWE Ethan says, interesting. Rhea says she was inspired to grow out her hair due to how good Dominic looked. I don't know. I'm just bringing you everything now. Right, Alex, thank you. Breaking news, Progress and Defy Wrestling are going to merge to create one of the largest global independent wrestling organizations. So if you're an independent wrestling fan, you're welcome. Jordan, thank you. There's talk of Jade Cargill appearing on the SmackDown brand in the lead up to WrestleMania. That coming from PW Insider. Here's big time, Alex. Shout out to you. After it's all said and done, no one is calling you mommy. They'll be calling you hashtag Becky's bad word. Becky's bad word. So very focused Rebecca Quinn. You might know her more as Becky Lynch. I don't follow her. To be honest, I don't really follow wrestlers. It's not really much of a point. I might give the odd one a follow. It's not much of a point. Master Taker, shout out to you. Apparently, Billy Jack Haynes has been arrested for the murder of his wife. So, from reports, the suspect is none other than Billy Jack Haynes, a former legend of the Portland territory and former WWF and WCW wrestler. Throw another horrendous story on the pile. Now, I've not had chance to look into this, but I can tell you Billy Jack Haynes definitely is being mentioned in connection with this. But what's actually gone down, not sure. But it seems like there has been a murder, and it seems like Billy Jack Haynes is the prime suspect, and that's all I know so far. So we'll keep an eye on this situation, but it's just awful. Just wrestling's awful. Awful news all the time. Brady saying Sol Ruka has returned back after a knee injury that's kept her out for 9 months. So great to have Sol Ruka back. And woohoo! It's good to be back. NXT Crystal River. Right, F. Mick Foley. So there's a little back and forth here between Matt Cardona, who is the partner of Chelsea Green, and Mick Foley. Mick Foley said he wanted to have a death match when he was 60, and he's coming up to that age, and it looks like it could be happening, and it looks like Matt Cardona could be the opponent. Here is Hawkins Jr. saying, I'd love to see these two in WWE as the Extinction. If wrestling is fake, then explain this. So here's a tag team of two dinosaurs getting into the ring. I don't know where this is. What's this? First wrestling? I think this is a first for wrestling. I would agree with that. Here are two dinosaurs getting ready to compete in a tag match. And look, I can see Spider-Man in there as well. I mean, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what this is. But Hawkins Jr. wants them to be the Extinction. Very good. Brady, shout out to you. JC Jane says, Jace, you. I don't think this picture is in the calendar. So could this be, another calendar? We need another one. We need a Chase U, Women of Chase U calendar for 2023 because we never got one. So they should do one for last year, right? And then we can have another calendar. So, Jace U. Right, this was interesting. TCS Forever, sir, says that Kyrie came back to WWE and Julia is signing with WWE because they knew that Rossi would not be in control of Stardom anymore. So this is a rumor that's doing around. Kyrie coming back is believed to be because of Rossi, who was the guy that was in charge of Stardom, right? Who has now been let go. And Julia is expected to join WWE. It's thought that the Three Faces NXT thing could connect to Julia, right? She is a big talent expected to come into WWE soon. So the thought is, the rumor is that they both left because they knew that Rossi was not going to be part of Stardom going forward. Yeah, this is interesting. A few people tagged me in this. So this person here, Lyrical Mind 93, has looked and seen that Carlito actually goes under the bottom rope, stays on the outside during the Rumble, is then kicked off and is eliminated. But because he never went over the top rope, he was never actually eliminated. Look, there's the moment he rolls under the bottom rope. And then the video just continues to show that he's still under the bottom rope, 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 starting to get up to his feet, and then Bobby, boom, collides, and down he goes. So Carlito, apparently, never eliminated. Carlito is still in the Royal Rumble. Hey, look at this, Soft Ground Wrestling in Uganda. They got $10,000. They've managed to hit their GoFundMe goal, so they are getting their wrestling ring. Yeah. Wrestle Talk said some people might have missed this, but Road Dogg has been on commentary alongside Blake Howard. So the previous team of Howard and Byron Saxton has changed. Saxton has been moved to SmackDown. Kathy Kelly has gone to Raw. So don't know if this is a long-term thing, but it's very interesting. Road Dogg is now on commentary, but on commentary for WWE Main Event. Really cool. Look at this. Brilliant character model for Isla Dawn. So I wanted to include this because I thought that was very impressive. Very impressive. She likes it as well. Playtime. Oh, this is good. Look at this. This is The Rock. So The Rock here says, take a look at this. And someone's took the Bloodline graphic away and replaced it with this footage of Bret Hart. And I can't remember where this Bret Hart footage is from. But it's like, Brock Lesnar, have you got a Simpsons figure? Ric Flair, was you ever in The Simpsons? I don't think you were. And he goes, play The Simpsons. And of course, it's his scene there of Bret with Mr. Burns. Mr. Burns goes walking out and Bret Hart's like, don't feel sorry for him. Don't feel sorry for Mr. Burns. To be honest, I don't know why more people haven't had fun with this. You've got The Rock going, take a look at this. And he turns and points. And then you could put anything into this moment here. Look, there's The Rock on stage. There's the crowd. And someone's put this Bret Hart clip, which I don't know where this Bret Hart clip is from. I really don't know. I don't know if it's like from one of his documentaries or if it was just a clip that did the rounds. But I remember seeing it. I've seen it before. But brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant. New AJ Styles merch. You don't want none. So a new AJ Styles tee. Don't forget, you can get access to WWE Shop in the description of this video, in all the links to the unseen videos. And we are working to see if we can get a discount code. I really don't know if we can. We're trying. We're working hard. We'll see. But there is new AJ merch. Wow, yeah, this is strange. Is this our last story? No, we've got a little bit more. Okay, so let's have a look at this, right? Let's have a look at this. This is... Oh, this might be a bit tricky with the way it's cropped, actually. That might be a bit tricky. So, I'll tell you what, I'll just read it. So it says here, I've been sitting on this for a bit, but today I have time. I've seen so many posts on this app that Trey Bearhill is just a bear version of Eddie Thorpe. Bearhill is a family indigenous name. The wolf, if anything, is a deity to our people, as is the bear. If anything, this is proof that racism is alive and well. We don't look alike. We don't fight anything the same. We are from separate tribes, thousands of miles away. But you see two Indians, and when I say Indian, I'm being facetious. You see two of us and immediately assume we are the same. I dare you to say to the Scottish that they're the same as the Irish. I dare you to say to my Mexican friends that they are the same as Cuban or Puerto Rican friends. He is really upset about this. This is Eddie Thorpe, NXT Eddie Thorpe, right? I don't know quite what happened here, but he's like, clearly you didn't read my response. I thought you were posting a joke. I made a witty reply. Have a good night. So I think this person is saying, like, I think there's a miscommunication. I was just putting a witty reply. And Eddie Thorpe's like, exactly my point, you stupid a-hole. Me nor Trey or my people are a joke. Go F yourself, you idiots. Eddie Thorpe again says, this is like 4 hours ago, by the way. My tweets wouldn't post, but B-Ass here stepped up and gave me everything I needed. Racism is alive and well. He's really upset by this, right? My people are forgotten and are disregarded. Trey and I will change that. Whole heart when I say this. F you. I dare anyone to keep this energy in person. So, again, it's a link to, I think, something that this person has said. And, yeah, this has really got to him. I mean, he is very proud of his heritage. And I will be the first to admit I really don't know enough about, like, the indigenous people. I mean, it's just not something that I've ever, like, really spent any time kind of looking into. I mean, indigenous people, I always think about America. I always think about, like, Australia. That's where you tend to hear about indigenous people. It's not something that ever really comes up here in England. So definitely I saw this and how passionate Eddie Thorpe was. And it really did make me think, oh, man, I need to look into this. I don't want to be making any kind of mistakes as well, because clearly this is something he feels very passionate about. And you can understand why. It's his culture. I mean, I think he makes an excellent point by saying, I dare you to say to the Scottish, they're the same as the Irish. I dare you to say to the Mexicans, they're the same as the Puerto Ricans. So you can get where he's coming from, absolutely. But I did read this. I was like, oh, man, I don't want to be on the receiving end of that. So something to be aware of. Right, AEW plans to host 2 stadium events, right? And then here's Triple H's thoughts, saying, here's the upcoming stadium. Here's the upcoming AEW stadium shows. Listen, I know this is cheeky. You don't need to tell me this is cheeky, but it made me laugh. And I thought if it makes me laugh, it's going to make someone else laugh as well. And honestly, there's enough bad things going on in wrestling. I thought we could all do with a laugh. So here are the upcoming AEW stadium shows. Right, there we go. That is it for tonight's Unseen. A big shout out to everyone that's tuned in and checked it out. I really appreciate the support. We will try and be back again tomorrow. Obviously, there's no show tomorrow, so I don't know what tomorrow's Unseen will look like. This time last week, we were dealing with the fallout of the whole Rock situation, and I suppose that will still be around. I think there will be some residual reverberations, so I'm sure there will be enough for an Unseen episode. I've got very little doubt about that. So I'm sure we will be back again tomorrow with another episode. But yeah, just really appreciate the support as always. So have a great evening, have a great weekend, and I will see you again next time. Bye for now.